Good morning, number ninjas. Here we are again, and today we're actually coming together for a math video, which you know is Mrs. McGee's very favorite thing in the world. And we're on measurement, and measurement would be so fun, especially if we were together, because in the classroom, there's so many different things to measure, and we have so many different ways to measure things. So first grade measurement is really kind of neat because we don't necessarily use a ruler yet. What we're trying to understand right now is how the appropriate way to measure something. So if you just watched the math videos for today, the man in the math videos talks about using centimeter cubes. Well, I happen to have some centimeter cubes because I'm a first grade teacher and I took them from our classroom before we went into shelter in place. However, you don't have these at home, so no way are we going to use those today. Instead, you are going to need to find something to use around the house. So in the classroom, we would have used centimeter cubes. We would have used our stacking cubes, our math cubes. We would have used paper clips, and that probably would have been what we would have done today. Okay, well, we don't have any of that at home. So instead, I went to the snack cupboard and I found Goldfish and I found Cheez-Its, both of which are totally great to use. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the right way to measure something and the wrong way to measure something. So we're starting with, how about this pink marker, okay? And let's see, I might have to tilt the phone a little bit so you can see. Oh yeah, that's good, there we go. And if I was going to measure this pink marker with Goldfish, now first of all, you have to ask your family before you go pulling crackers out of the cupboard, even though it is for math. Okay. So here we go with our little fish. Now I want to know how long this marker is. Okay, well, let's say I just set up some fish like this. And I say, oh, there we go. Mrs. McGee, this marker is 3 fish long. No, it's not. The reason this marker is not 3 fish long is because you didn't start with the end point. So the end point means the very end of whatever it is that we're measuring. And we start there. So we want our little goldfish to line up perfectly along the pen. Now, when I come to the end, that's pretty close. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. And in measurement, you're going to find that we use those words a lot. We use words like about, and we use words like approximately. And that means close enough, okay? So I would say that this marker is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goldfish long. Now, I can measure all sorts of things. I found a pair of sunglasses. I could measure sunglasses. I found a lip gloss. I could measure a lip gloss. I could measure some longer things like a picture frame. Could measure that. Something super duper long like our Mouse and the Motorcycle read aloud. Okay, so let's try something else. I'm gonna move my marker out of the way and I'm gonna measure my sunglasses. Okay, let's see. Now, again, I have to make sure that I'm lining up the end point. That is so important in measurement. So I want to make sure that I get as close as I can. That looks about right. I used that word about again. But you can see that I'm a little short over here. Of course, this isn't the best because it's, a video. So I think I would have to put probably 1 more goldfish. So I would say that my sunglasses are about 6 goldfish long, which means that I know that my sunglasses are longer than this pen because this pen was 5 goldfish and my glasses are 6 goldfish. So I can easily compare the two. All right. So let's do one more super long thing, and then you're gonna try this today at home. Let's use this picture frame, okay? It's pineapples. I love pineapples. They're lucky. This was Mr. McGee and I in Hawaii. We were going to go scuba diving. Okay, so I'm gonna line it up like this. Now, here's another thing. Mrs. McGee, what if I measure it this way? Okay, then you measure it that way. That's fine. But I'm gonna measure the long side, okay? So here you go. You can see the edge. Now, I have to start with my first goldfish. Remember, let's use that vocabulary word at the end point. So the end point would be right there, okay? And then I'm gonna line my little goldfish back up. La la la. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Bet you never thought you'd be doing math with your first grade teacher like this, huh? This is kind of strange. This is a first for me too, you kiddos. Okay, so again, it doesn't go exactly to the end, but in measurement, it's okay to say about. So I would say that this picture frame is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 goldfish long, which means this picture frame is longer than my sunglasses and longer than my pen. Now I'll move these goldfish out of the way. Now, if I had to put these 3 items in order of shortest and then a little bit longer and then the longest, this is how I would do it. First was my pen. I think we said it was 5 goldfish, right? Next, my sunglasses, 6 goldfish. And last but not least, my picture frame, 10 goldfish. Now, the reason we can compare these now is because we used the same thing to measure each one. We used goldfish. So that's the important thing. When we're measuring things and we're comparing things, we want to make sure we're using the exact same thing to measure. So it wouldn't make sense if I said, well, my pen is 5 goldfish, but my glasses are 5 Cheez-Its. Well, goldfish and Cheez-Its are different. So I would need to measure all 3 of these things with Cheez-Its to compare using Cheez-Its. So that's the thing. It doesn't matter what you're using to measure, but you have to make sure that you're using that same thing the whole time today. So if you find a paper clip and you choose to use that, just make sure you use the paper clip the whole time. The reason I chose goldfish and not a paper clip, because I could have probably found 1 paper clip, but what we have to get really good at in measuring is making sure that when you put your first unit down, we'll just call this a unit because you could use a paper clip, you could use a Cheez-It, your next one has to line up right behind it, okay? So they all have to touch. Look at my little Cheez-It, or my little goldfish. They're all touching when I measure this, right? There's no spaces. So you can imagine if I only had 1 goldfish and I was trying to measure this, it would be really hard because I'd have to use my finger and say, okay, this goldfish went to right there. Okay, here's another one. Okay, here's another one. That's really tricky. It's easier in first grade to take a bag of crackers and use those to measure, okay? Then when you're all done, you should probably ask if you either can throw them away or if you are measuring clean things in your house, I guess go ahead and eat them as a snack. That's up to you. So I wish we were doing this in the classroom. It would be so fun. You'll definitely get to do it in 2nd grade though. But stay tuned for more videos on measurement. I love you guys. I miss my number ninjas. You guys are so fun in math class. But there's no place like home. So have fun measuring with crackers today. Love you. Bye.